We have seen Cardano's 𝗕𝗂 go on a rip recently, bursting through that A wave origin we were previously tracking on the daily chart. Now hitting the 1.382 fib level here on this daily time frame, and on that weekly chart we can see we have now pierced through the 200 EMA we were previously looking at, guys. So the question begs, what is going on with Cardano's 𝗕𝗂? Where is this pump likely to go? What the hell is going on the macro scale for 𝗕𝗂? Let's get into it, but first of all, run the intro. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cheeky Crypto Uncensored. Cardano's 𝗕𝗂, the 1 hour time frame. Let's get this one started for today. So previously we were obviously looking at this 5 wave structure. We've seen the wave 4, we have seen this explosive wave 5. What a run to the upside this has been here over on the BitGet 1 hour time frame, seeing the price push up to 52.8914 cent. Fantastic to see. But the glaringly obvious thing we have to take a note of is in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Let's zoom into that one. The 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 8 hour, the 1 day, the 1 week, the 1 month time frame, all overbought. Guys, this is a monumental run to the upside. We'll go through all the timeframes in today's video, but first of all, this move to the upside, we need to track out what's actually going on. It's clearly a big overextension here in this 5th wave move, and when we really do zoom out on the charts, well, of course, we know we potentially still have more to go. When we're structuring this one up, in my opinion, we have this as a wave 1, wave 2, all of this here being a wave 3. We will expect a retrace of some sort before we do see that wave 5 to the upside. Now, if we do take this move over here, which I am looking at as the wave 1, that initial 5 wave move, well, we can see the wave 3 coming up, hitting out that target area for the impulsive trigger at 43.9901. And we can see we did have our internal retrace coming on down to here. The inner workings here, if I was really going to break this one down for you all, of course we have seen the wave 3 hit, but the internal structure, we see this also as another wave 3 structure. If we're really to grab this move on here, let's just bring that one over to the wave 2 low, but once again we can see the wave 3 hit, come down into its wave 4, and this move currently playing out, I see this as the 5th wave of the 3rd wave. So that tells us on this 1 hour time frame, to bring it up obviously into that 4 hour time frame also, that we will expect a bit of a retrace to come. We can see the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 8 hour, daily, weekly, monthly stocks all overbought. I think we should be expecting a retrace to come. So our key levels we will be looking at, first of all, if the move to the upside has played out and finished where it lies, we will be looking at the 0.236 coming at 48.1 cent, the 382 at 45.4 cent, and the 0.5 fib level at 43.3 cent. Typical retracement area, of course, is down here between that 45.4 and the 43.36 cent level. That would be that retracement in the wave 4, bringing the price back down to test out equilibrium, as we can see here, where we currently have the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA sitting with that 200 EMA fast approaching. Then from there, guys, I will expect one final push to the upside. We'll take it to the higher level. On that retrace, we would look for 54.8 cent to as high as 58 cent for 𝗕𝗂. So overall, we can see how these structures are starting to nest up, how I expect this one to play out overall. This has been a fantastic run to the upside. Yes, perhaps catching some off guard, pushing higher than expected, changing the macro structure that's going on here that I've been watching for some time. But overall, it's fantastic to see many people taking advantage of these moves themselves. We will take over now onto that daily time frame chart. So what we can see here is pushing up higher than that A wave origin at 46.17 cent on the Binance daily chart. So we know that pushing higher than that A wave origin invalidates this the standard structure we were previously looking at, this A, B and C to the downside. However, we are still in a technical flat correction here, with the A wave coming down to the 22 cent level, the B wave now pushing higher than the A wave origin of 46.17 cent. We can see this one pushing up to around about that 55 cent level. We can see on the chart here the inverse 1.236 of the A wave. So by this, guys, you take the A wave origin to the A wave low, and we take that inverse 1.236. That gives you your typical area for the B wave pushing higher than the A wave origin. And then from here, we are looking for that next push to the downside. We will cover that shortly. Internally of this B wave structure, we're looking at this as a W, X and Y structure. Now, I did see somebody bring up the question earlier on that, this is an impulsive breakout to the upside. It is not. Clearly, what we have going on right on in here in this this W wave is a corrective move to the upside. This one here is simply an A, B and C corrective structure. Let's just leave that one on the charts for future reference. We came back down, and I believe this was a W, X, Y, X and Z. However it was formed, it was again a corrective structure. Then from here, we do not have a simple 5-wave move. We started this move off yet again in a corrective A, B and C structure. From here, yes, we certainly have got an impulsive move to the upside. Previously, we were looking at this wedge that formed. We were expecting an explosive breakout, and of course, we have since seen that explosive breakout. So what we can see here, guys, is a 3-3-5 correction of sorts with a bit of an odd correction starting off this 5-wave move. Basically, what this has done on the macro scale has changed the structure we're looking at. It changes the path for the move on the macro time frame, but does not invalidate the idea that we will see the price drop back down. When we're looking at this one, we're pushing up in this 5th wave of this B wave of this X wave that we must still be in, the X wave internally holding this flat correction. So from here, we will obviously be looking for that push to the downside in the C wave, in my opinion. Now, this move within itself, we would be targeting out the 1.236 to the 1.618 of this initial A wave. So we take that 100% move of that A wave and we will bring it over to the current B wave high sitting at 52.92 cent, and we can then start to target out the new area for this C wave. Not much of a difference, slightly higher than previously anticipated. We are now looking between 0.2117 and 0.1595, this being the 1.236 to the 1.618. We will expect this obviously to come on down. This move internally has to be a 5-wave impulsive move to the downside to hold up the idea of this being a flat corrective move overall here for Cardano's era. This move in itself will be a retest of the current bear market lows, sat at 22 cent. And yeah, the idea is to hit down to 21.17 to 15.95 here for ERA. This is the new target I do have here. Take a look once again at those stochastics, monthly, weekly, daily, 8 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, all overbought, all need this correction to come. We know this market is exhausted, but yes, what we have to acknowledge, I hold my hands up, the structure is wrong, but the structure is not technically wrong. The structure has just changed. It's still in this move to the downside. It's just changing the path of how it is we're going to get there. We have to appreciate we had a fantastic conversation down in Discord, linked in the description down below, earlier on today with some of the members. Actually, it was in general chat also, about the moves that ADA is making. Is this invalidating any possible moves to the downside? It is simply not. It's changing the path of how we get down there. It was a fantastic conversation. I appreciate everybody that was in there giving their input. If you have missed that conversation, I do obviously, if you're in our Discord, if you're not, join it. I don't know why you aren't there, but head on over and check out that conversation. It seemed a bit heated, but it was constructive. It was a fantastic conversation talking about how structures can change and how you adapt to the structures that possibly do change, so on and so forth. So it was fantastic to have these conversations down in Discord. But we're obviously talking about the moves here playing out on this macro time frame. I still expect to see these prices come on down. I do still think we have the opportunity to fill out those fair value gaps. Yes, we can see the comments. I don't care too much for the comments that are calling us out, X, Y and Z, that the bottom's in, we're in a bull market, everything's rosy, glory. I'm afraid that's not how I look at the market. These are my thoughts, my views, my opinions. Take them as you wish. You do not have to swear by them. I don't expect anybody to swear by them. They're not financial advice. You guys, of course, know that. These are simply my thoughts, my opinions on the markets as I see them. Do with them as you wish. I mean this with full sincerity. These are just the views I look at the market. If you don't think it's going down any lower, that's fantastic. If you don't, let us know in the comments down below why you do not think we're going any lower in the markets. Is this push to the upside just too much for you? You cannot understand how we could go lower? That's perfectly fine. But everybody has their own opinion. Respect everybody's opinion. That's kind of the message I want to get across here. So what we're looking at on that daily time frame, once again, guys, we kind of had a little bit of a ramble there. Still looking for a retest of those lows. The bare minimum I will be looking at as a retest of those lows. We could see this one fall short and come up to here. This is one other pattern we do have to acknowledge, that we could have this as a flat correction that sees the C wave fall short, coming down into a smaller area. So in this kind of move here, we would class this as a running flat correction. Once again, the requirements still stay the same. We will still expect a 5-wave move in this C wave. With the 5th wave in itself, we're looking at the typical 61.8 to 78.6 retracement of that initial A wave. We should probably highlight this one before we do advance. We'll bring this over to that B wave high once again at 52.92. Just bring that one on down. We could be looking at, let's just mark up these areas so we know exactly what it is we want to see. 33.47 to down here at 22.95, giving us the ideas a retest down here would then complete a possible running flat correction in this C wave. So we have to acknowledge that one, guys. I probably should have brought that one up a little bit earlier. This move here, let's just put some text on here, would be the running flat scenario. This would actually really good to highlight. And this move down here would be the irregular flat scenario. I cannot spell today, what the hell? So we have our two possible scenarios here for 𝗖𝗓 on that macro structure, whether we are in this running flat scenario where we would target out 33.49 to 29.53, or we're in this irregular flat scenario targeting out 21.17 to 15.95. You know where we're looking at now, guys. We know our key areas we have to be coming down to test. First of all, testing out that 29.53 lower area would be a great level to come down to test. Previous area of higher volume as well, we can see on the charts, which is fantastic to see. If we do have a look at the previous areas of higher volume, well, of course we can see equilibrium, lots of volume there, and that area we previously, you know, kind of touched on 29.53. There's a lot of volume down there. Looking at the VRVP indicator, so yeah, quite cool to have some similar ideas going on here. So the path for this move to the downside, guys, we can now clearly see what it is on this daily time frame. Yes, it's unfortunate to see some of these structures changing. Nevertheless, we can appreciate that the structures can change and we just basically adapt to how they're going to change. But moving on from there, let's have a look at the more optimistic view for Cardano's 𝗖𝗓. As we have titled the video up, the road to $26 𝗖𝗓. Take with that as you wish, take it as a pinch of salt. Look at this at the weekly time frame. We know that we are coming to the end of this bear market. If you wish to believe the bear market end is already in at 22 cents, fantastic to see. So what we will do is we'll take that 22 cent level, and we will look at the potential run it has to the upside. Now, to do so, you guys will be well aware that we would have to first of all look at the previous run it had in the last bull market. This was a fantastic run for 𝗖𝗓. We've seen fantastic amounts of gains over the course of, in my opinion, you know, it was a very short period of time. Just the 539 days. Yes, it's a long time, but in my opinion, it's a short time to see the returns of 17,469%. So we've seen fantastic growth for 𝗖𝗓 whilst it was still such a young project. Now, if we bear that in mind, how much development, how much 𝗖𝗓 has advanced, the potential that has going forward is just simply phenomenal, and I do think 𝗖𝗓 has the potential to go on to do very well. So what we have done here is we have got the copy of the previous bull market candle pattern, and we'll bring it over to that 22 cent low. If it was to mimic that previous bull run, the previous bull run in this bull run, then we can see that 1-to-1 would be targeting out $26.33. Now, of course, it has no right, it has no rhyme or no reason to mimic that previous bull market to the exact extent. But if it was to do it, we can see the path, the road to that $26 level. But what we can do is, you know, maybe harbour some expectations and look at the potentials that 𝗖𝗓 has got going forward. If we could snap that onto 22 cent level, the current bear market low, well, we can start to target out some of these potential moves to the upside. So first of all, what we will look at is certain Fibonacci levels. First of all, the 0.236 at 74 cent, we're fast approaching that one. Very interesting level indeed. We can then take a look at the 0.382 fib. This Fibonacci level at $1.58 sits slap bang on equilibrium for this current bear market structure, this W, X, Y, X and Z that we have seen for 𝗖𝗓. And then most notably what we can see is the 0.5 Fibonacci level at $2.91.6. This is sitting at the current all-time high, there or thereabouts. Of course, we can give or take a few cents on this one. The current the current all-time high of $3.10. We can see we're obviously very close there with that 0.5 fib level. The one that really, gets my attention on the chart here for Cardano's ADA is the 0.618 fib at $5.36. Psychologically, the 0.618 is a great level to see tested out. A lot of resistance, I think, will be up here at that $5.36 should we see it. Of course, the 702 at $8.28, the 786 at $12, the 882 at $20, and the 1-to-1 should be, I know what we've done here, we were targeting this out previously with a lower low. So yeah, we can see where these ones are starting to target out. If we're talking about this in terms of returns for ADA, looking at the 382 fib levels, it's a 628% return. So we know that that is fairly achievable, easily achievable for ADA in my opinion. I don't think this will be much of a struggle to see $1.50 for ADA. Looking at the 0.5 fib level at $2.91. Well, once again, we just see this as a 1200% push to the upside. Once again, I don't think this will be a hard task for ADA to achieve. Then the next level, the one that really gets my interest here, is that $5.36. We would see this as a 2347% push to the upside. This would be a very big achievement for ADA to get up to that $5 level, but I think this is a very reasonable expectation. It might sound bonkers, ludicrous, whatever superlative you want to put against it, but I think it's very achievable to see a $5.30 ADA. Looking at that 702, well, we would see a fantastic return here, 3,700%, give or take. A fantastic level to see ADA hit $8.28. What an achievement I do think that would be. Looking at the 786, looking at the 882, we'll just jump up to this one, around about $20, $21. You're looking at that being the potential 100x, give or take 485%. The possibilities ADA does have going forward in this next bull market, I think, it has the potential to be that 100x project. If we do talk about that $26, 11,800%, that is your 100x potential. So I do think ADA has the potentials to, get up to these levels. The technology behind ADA, the ecosystem, the advancements that ADA has made in such a short period of time. Obviously, we have spoke previously about everything that's building on ADA, the release of Midnight, everything that's going on. ADA is just in such a bullish position. I do still think we will have opportunities to get lower prices to build our positions within there. I personally want to build a bigger position in ADA. But yeah, overall, I do still expect to see a retrace, but I do think we have the potential to see ADA be a real powerhouse in this bull market ahead. But guys, please do let me know your thoughts and your opinions on everything in today's video. What are your targets? What are your expectations? Where do you see ADA going? Are you still looking for a retrace, or do you think we're fully off to the races? Please do let me know everything in the comments down below. But guys, what I will beg of you, please do take everything with a pinch of salt. These are purely my views, my thoughts, my opinions. It's not financial advice. Please do not take it as financial advice. These are purely the charts the way that I see them. Yeah, if you're going to trade, please do trade safely. Have a nice tight stop loss. Make some great gains. Staying safe in the space. If you enjoyed today's video, smash up the like button, subscribe, tap on the bell, all the usual good stuff. We really appreciate that here at Cheeky Crypto. Guys, I will catch you all in the next one.